Okay guys, may I have your attention please? We are going to start with IELTS reading. You might have received the handout. What's the title of first passage? Sheet glass manufacture, the float process. Now from the title what we understand that they're going to talk about sheet glass. Sheet glass is the one that you can see in the windows and doors and all that. Glass like sheet. So sheet glass manufacture, the float process. It means in this passage they are going to talk about sheet glass and mainly they will tell us about the float process. So the whole passage is going to be about glass manufacturing and how to make the glass with float process. Now we come to the questions. We have questions 1 to 8. Complete the table and diagram below. So we have a table and a diagram. Now remember, whenever we have completion type of questions, for completion type of questions, the questions and answers are in the same order, the first thing, right? The second thing is you need to start looking for the answers from the first paragraph, all right? Now let's just read the questions. No more than 2 words, that means maximum 2 words. Write your answers in boxes 1 to 8 on your answer sheet. Early methods of producing flat glass, right? And now you can see question number 1, method. What is the second method? Ribbon. Now ribbon is actually going to tell you that it's going to be the name of the method. Let's go back. We'll see early method. Second line, first paragraph. When heated, found it? When heated to about 1500 degrees Celsius, this becomes a molten mass that hardens when slowly cooled. The first successful method for making clear flat glass involved spinning. Now involved spinning means the first method was spinning. So what will be the answer? Spinning will be the answer, okay? All right. Now, let's just go on. Question number 2, advantages. First method is spinning. What are the advantages? Glass remained dash. Just focus, glass remained dash. So please go back. After spinning, you need to read. This method was very effective. Found it? Everyone found it? Okay, this method was very effective as the glass had not touched any surfaces between being soft and becoming hard. So it stayed. Stayed means remained. It stayed perfectly unblemished. Okay, stayed and stayed means actually remained. So remained and stayed are both synonyms. Answer can be perfectly unblemished, or if you only write unblemished, that will be the right answer. Wherever you find the answer, please mark it so that when you go back home, you can repeat it. Underline the answer and write question number there. For example, answer is unblemished. In circle unblemished and write there too. So that when you go back home, you can just check it and practice it. Is this clear? Okay. And please keep a look at your neighbor also. If someone is lost, someone doesn't know how to do it, please help them as well. Question number 3, disadvantages. One disadvantage is it was slow. Now second disadvantage, please come back. Same paragraph. With a fire finish, however, the process took long time. That means slow and was labor intensive. Right? Labor intensive. First thing is slow. Now, as they have written one word up there, so you can write labor intensive or you can only write labor. Both ways it is correct. Is this fine? See, the questions and answers are coming in order. Now, we have question number 4 and the clue word is ribbon. This is the second process. Could produce glass sheets of varying dash. Glass sheets of varying. Varying means variety of something. Now, let's go back. Ribbon is in the second paragraph. Okay, now please come to second line. The first continuous ribbon process involved squeezing molten glass through 2 hot rollers, similar to an old mangle. This allowed glass of virtually any thickness. Virtually any thickness. Virtually any means varying. Varying means of any size or any something like that. So what will be the answer? Thickness. Could produce glass sheets of varying thickness. For varying they use the word virtually any. And the answer is thickness. Underline that answer right there 4 so that you are clear. No, yes, you can write stayed perfectly. I said that either you can write only perfect, only stayed, or you can write stayed perfectly. No, answer is just a second. Are you talking about question number 2? Question number 2, you can write perfectly unblemished or unblemished. Yeah. Okay, so for question number 4, the right answer is thickness. Now, question number 5. Glass was dash, and by the way, you can see next 20% is written. So disadvantages. Now disadvantages, glass was something. Please come back. Same paragraph. After thickness. To be made non-stop, but the rollers would leave both sides of the glass marked. So both sides of the glass marked means glass was marked. Mark means पे कोई निशान लग जाता था. Glass was marked. So now please encircle marked and write there number 5. So that when you go back home from the same handout, you can practice. Okay, next we have question number 6. It's from this diagram. They have written Pilkington float process. And question number 6, melting zone. Now what is inside melting zone? ये जो material है, that material is what you got to find. Pilkington's float process. Please come to third paragraph. Yeah, third paragraph, and we find this thing there, Pilkington, third line. Okay, third paragraph, third line after full stop. Pilkington had been experimenting with improving the melting process, and in 1952, he had the idea of using a bed of molten metal. Molten metal. But you need to go on. Let's just go on. To form the flat glass, eliminating altogether the need for rollers within the float bath. No, melting zone is already there. This molten metal is something different. Let's just go on. We read on, please. We didn't find the answer until yet. The metal had to melt at a temperature less than the hardening point of glass, about 600 centigrade, but could not boil at a temperature below the temperature of the molten glass, about 1500 centigrade. The best metal for the job was tin. Okay, now listen. There are 2 to 3 things. Best metal for the job was tin. This tin is basically the answer of question number 7. That surface which they have at the bottom, that is what they call tin or metal. And what they have in the melting zone, if you just come back, in melting zone what they have, that is molten glass. Molten glass, below the temperature of the molten glass. So not molten metal is the bed. Bed means surface. So for surface you can write molten metal. Question number 7. Now these answers are a little before and after. 7 comes first and then we have 6. So the answer to question number 6 is molten glass, that came later, and number 7 is tin, or you can write molten metal. That is the bed actually. Bed means the surface. Okay, now come to question number 8. Can you see 2 things? So this answer is going to be plural. Come back to the same paragraph. Yes, flat glass, eliminating altogether the need for rollers within the float bath. So rollers are outside the float bath and these 2 are the rollers. Clear? So question number 6, molten glass. 7, metal, molten metal, or even you can write tin. And remember that is the surface there. And question number 8, 2 things, we call it rollers. Right?